We've all made some unexpected discoveries before. Maybe you found $20 in a coat pocket you didn't use, or you stumbled upon a surprise family heirloom in your basement while cleaning. Just like your findings, the discoveries on this list all came by surprise. They range from weird to invaluable, encompassing everything in between. Here are 12 valuable discoveries found in unexpected places. 1. Underground pyramid found in Bolivia. Tiahuanaco in Bolivia and its historical ruins have led to quite a few discoveries, and excavations have continued for years by both private companies and the government. In 2015, one of the most shocking findings at Tiahuanaco was an underground pyramid. Archaeologists discovered it with the use of ground-penetrating radar. They also found monoliths within the pyramid. Excavations into this below-ground pyramid are still ongoing. Tiahuanaco was once home to ancient South America's most important city. The city spanned 231,000 square miles, and finds from this massive historical site have included stone monuments, palace ruins, sculptures, and more. Since 2000, Tiahuanaco has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 2. Witch bottle discovered in English chimney. Contractors who were demolishing a former pub in Watford, England stumbled upon an unusual discovery in the chimney section of the building. This creepy, folklore surprise was a witch bottle, stuffed with an unidentified liquid, teeth, and shards of glass. The bottle was thought to date back to the 1800s. It was likely placed in the pub to ward off witches. Considering that this Watford property was the birthplace of the Witch of Saratoga, that makes sense. Angeline Tubbs was the witch's real name, and she relocated to Saratoga, New York in 1761, where she made a living reading fortunes and making witch bottles to scare off the competition. 3. Giant Lego men wash up on beaches around the world. Humans worry about dead wildlife washing onto the shores, as that could be a sign of a problem with the water quality. Who knows what a gigantic, 8-foot, ominous Lego man means? This potential portent of doom was discovered by a Japanese surfer. Forebodingly, the Lego man was wearing a t-shirt that said, "No real than you are," on the front. Rather than blame aliens, it appears that the man behind this gigantic Lego is a mysterious Dutch artist named Ego Leonard. This artist, according to his website, comes from a virtual world. Believe it or not, this is far from the first time such a gigantic Lego has washed ashore. These behemoths were also found on beaches in Siesta Key, Florida, and Topanga Beach, California. 4. World's largest flower found in jungle. While venturing through a remote jungle in the West Sumatra region of Indonesia, conservationists discovered the largest flower bloom in the world. The species of flower is Rafflesia tuanmuti, which is known for its massive, elusive blossoms that bloom for just 1 week at the end of the plant's lifespan. This mammoth flower had a diameter of 3.6 feet, making it the largest Rafflesia ever documented. The flower is easy to spot, as it has flesh-colored petals covered in white spots. This unflattering description matches the flower itself, as it is part of the corpse flower type of flora, which means it smells like a dead body. 5. Shark found in middle of golf course. We all mocked Sharknado when it came out in 2013, but it seems as though Thunder Levin got the last laugh in the end, as maybe his movies weren't so fictional after all. A shark did fall from the sky, a year before those movies came out, no less, landing near the 12th tee of a golf course in California. The San Juan Capistrano golf course workers were stunned when the 2-pound leopard shark dropped onto the turf. As it turns out, the leopard shark, found alive, was carried from the ocean by a bird that accidentally dropped it. Cart attendants put the confused fish into a bucket of salt water and drove it to Baby Beach, where they released it back into its rightful habitat. 6. An underwater river found in the ocean. Finding a river in the ocean might seem like a bit of an oxymoron. After all, isn't the ocean all water? Well, be prepared to be surprised, as divers discovered an underwater river hidden underneath a cloud of toxic gas off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. The river's source is the Cenote Angelita, a massive sinkhole. Apparently, 90 feet beneath the surface, this river flows out to the ocean. Surrounding it is a blanket of hydrogen sulfide that would instantly kill anyone who attempted to breathe it in. To make the scenery even creepier, petrified trees and even a small skeleton are located in the noxious cloud. Ancient Mayans believed the Cenote Angelita was a gateway to hell, and perhaps they had a point. 7. Long-lost ship found in Namibian desert, with gold aboard. When you think of places where you'd find a ship, the Namibian desert is probably last on your list. But, believe it or not, that is where the remains of the BOM Jesus were found. This Portuguese ship disappeared 500 years ago when it sank off the coast of Namibia. As the coastline waters receded, the BOM Jesus re-emerged. When it sank in a fierce storm, it was on its way to India laden with treasures like gold and copper ingots. Diamond miners discovered the ship and alerted the Namibian government, who sent out a team to dig up the wreckage. 2,000 pure gold coins and tens of thousands of pounds of copper ingots were discovered on the BOM Jesus, almost all intact. 8. Soviet-built T-34-76A found in Lake Kirtne-Matesjarv. In the depths of Lake Kirtne-Matesjarv, a remarkable piece of history lay hidden for decades until Casper, a young man from Estonia, unraveled its secrets in 2000. After discovering a strange marking and a nearby rope, Casper fetched his parents. An extensive excavation ensued, and soon the whole town was involved. Emerging from the depths, at the other end of the rope was a Soviet-built T-34-76A tank stood as a haunting reminder of the past. Casper's discovery was one of happenstance. The reason behind the tank's location, or how it got there, however, is still anyone's guess. 9. Secret underground theater found in Paris catacombs. The Paris catacombs are a labyrinth located in the heart of France. The catacombs were built when the city needed a better location to store the dead. So, Paris chose tunnels, 5 stories underground, into which they emptied bodies beginning in the late 1700s. That background makes this discovery extra eerie. In August of 2004, Parisian police doing a training exercise discovered a fully equipped movie theater in one of the catacombs' formerly uncharted caverns. Terraces were cut into the rock to form an amphitheater, in which projection equipment, a full-sized cinema screen, and a variety of thrillers and noir films were found. The films were neither offensive nor banned. It seems as though someone just wanted to set up their own creepy, private theater. 10. Family discover ancient chapel hidden under their house. This unusual discovery seems as though it would be the beginning of a horror movie. In Shropshire, England, Pat and Diane Farla were having a Good Friday party when one of them decided to finally look behind the 6-foot-long rectangular plate on their wall. Believe it or not, they hadn't looked behind there in the 3 years they'd owned the home. After pulling the plate away, they discovered a hole that led them to a tiny, underground chapel. The cellar-like contraption had pews and a cross, confirming that it was of a religious nature. Authorities believe that this underground church could have been used centuries ago by congregations fleeing religious persecution during one of England's many religious wars. 11. A 1,000-year-old Viking ship found buried on farm. A team of archaeologists using ground-penetrating radar discovered something unusual buried on a farm in Norway. They found that, below the surface of the frigid earth, there was a ship that dated back to either the Merovingian or Viking period. The ship was only buried 2 feet below the ground. The archaeological team was there for a totally different expedition, and they pretty much found this ship by mistake. It was part of a burial mound from 1,000 years ago. Their deep radar technique was the same one used to find the G. Jellestad ship, also located in Norway. 12. Strange figures found along the Alaskan shore. A few years ago, some Alaskans were startled to find a group of haunting figures lingering in the ice and snow on the bleak shoreline of Point Woronzof, near Anchorage. From a distance, they looked like real people in trouble. However, it turned out that the eerie shapes were actually an art installation by Sarah Davies. Inspired by her own experience with an undiagnosed illness, Davies set up more than 85 different humanoid sculptures that represented the physical encapsulation of hundreds of unique experiences of vulnerability, according to BuzzFeed News.